Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles, and I'm here at EICMA 2023. And I'm here at the Rieju stand. Now there's a few bikes on here, but there is one in particular that I want to have a really good close look to, and it's that one over my shoulder. So it might not look like anything particularly significant. It's a 500cc adventure bike, and frankly there's a lot of those around. What's a little bit unique about this is I think this has the longest range of probably any adventure bike there is. So it's only a 500cc, but it does have a 20 litre fuel tank and a 19 litre fuel tank. So yeah, 39 litres, that's a third more than a BMW GS Adventure, except I'm pretty sure that the little 500cc motor in there uses a lot less than the 1250 or the 1300 to come in the new BMW. So there are some people standing around the Aventura at the moment looking at more closely. So I'm going to start off with looking at the MRT SM Trophy, so that's their super motard. I think it's a little 50cc, followed by another even smaller frame 50cc motard, and then the MRT Pro 50 as a small enduro. Just going up the spectrum a little bit, here we have the Marathon Pro 125. I'm not going to go into detail on all of these bikes, but just to give you a quick look around this and just see the fit and finish on it, which I think is rather good, really. And these are, as it says, made in Spain. Pretty simple, you know, that sort of plastic cover for the fuel cap and a very, very simple dash. But, you know, I think they just work. And here we have Century 125 sort of retro bike. And again, it looks a little bit different to similar bikes that are around like this, with sort of slightly distressed leather seat, sort of funny, interestingly shaped tank. And then that dash looks quite reminiscent of even what I have on my Ducati Scrambler. On this side we have the competition bikes. So here we have their 300, which is a bit more of a weapon, I think, than the ones they had on the other side, available in red and also in green. Here we have the MR Ranger, which I think is more of a sort of a dual sport. Again, don't see a lot of them around for no real reason, really. I mean, that does look like quite a nice looking bike. Also available in a 200cc variant. You know, simple, straightforward, easy to work on. Exactly what you need from a trail bike like this. They are always at the ABR Festival, so if you're there, I'm sure you could arrange a test ride on one of these. I'm not going to cover all of these in detail, but over there we have a small one called a Tango that looks a bit more like a sort of a, well, maybe a dual sport, almost like a sort of trial sort of shape. And here we have an MR 125. Again, looks certainly road legalable with the indicators and turn signals on it and number plate bracket. And then finally, we have here one of their competition bikes. So I can show you that close up. You know, it's got that rather nice looking plastic cover for the swing arm to protect it. Lots of nice little touches like those hard rock footrests. Lots and lots of body protection all over. The Renthal bar up there on the top, and lots of like nice looking anodized parts. Now, as you can tell, these really are not my speciality, so I'm pretty much saying what I see. But if someone's got some experience of these and wants to add in the comments, then please do. One other thing I just want to show you is they've got an MR300 6 days. I know that KTM have been doing their 6 days variants of their EXCs, so it's nice to see that somebody else is picking up on the 6-day trial and using that to make special editions. This one is Argentina themed because that's where it's going to be held for this year, so they've got the Argentinian colours on that bike. So I think this is the bike that a lot of people have been asking about. This is the Aventura 500, and yeah, this one has got the gold rims, it's got gold forks, which if I look up in there, look to be fully adjustable. Coming down the side, it's got these high engine bars first and then the low engine bars down there, and a big skid plate underneath. It also has a side stand and a centre stand. Now this one is fitted with the metal boxes, both left, right and top, that are made by Shad. It has a 2-piece seat with a raised up bit for a pillion, and actually looks like quite a big wide bike up and through there, and it's got that rather nice looking tablet for a dash and a high screen. Now I think the thing that most people are interested in here is, first of all, this. So this is the forward fuel tank. A lot of bikes have those. This one is 20 litres, which on its own is not exceptional at all. What is a little more exceptional is this one, which is the rear fuel tank, which holds a further 19 litres. So altogether this bike has 39 litres of fuel capacity, which is just absolutely huge. And it's things like that which give this incredible range. I'm sure I saw it written somewhere that someone had got 450 or even 500 miles per tank just from riding this fairly normally. And yeah, I think that really is quite incredible for bikes these days. You know, in some manufacturers, maybe they put a smaller tank on for the aesthetic, or just simply to save money. But it's great to see that Rieju are doing something a little bit different with this. One thing I'm slightly curious about is how it feels to sit on it, so I'm going to do that now. Yeah, and as you'd expect, it does actually feel like a decent sized motorcycle. You know, I'm 6'1" with 32-inch inside leg, and actually that feels surprisingly comfortable. If I stand, actually standing I can feel, I'm pointing the camera almost straight down. When I'm standing I do feel like the bars are quite close to me. I can move my weight back a little bit, but I think for me I'd probably have to angle the bars over a little bit more for a comfortable standing position if that is what I was going to do with it. But I think certainly for a long distance travel bike, I think this makes a huge amount of sense. Now the 500cc segment is quite competitive, so it's nice to see somebody doing something a little bit different as a differentiator. Just one last bike I'd like to show you before I move on from here, and that is the Rieju Aventura 500 Legend. I think it's got the 21-inch front wheel with a double disc there, as you can see. It's got a nice little badge on the front that tells you it's the Rieju Legend 1942. Other than that, it's fairly similar to the standard bike. It's got these metal handguards here instead of the plastic ones. It still has the same two fuel tanks, the 20 and the 19. I don't know if you can see in there, I think that is actually the switch to move between the two. Same engine bars, looks like it has a slightly different exhaust, but that might just be this bike they have here. I think the only downside with these bikes is the weight. So for a 500cc bike, this bike dry weighs 237 kilos, which is not light. I mean, I think that's about what my 1250 GS weighs wet. And by the time you've added another 39 litres of fuel on that, this bike is going to be topping out at something like 260, 270 kilos, and that's without luggage, and that is without a rider. So while I think it looks quite off-roady, it is also a fairly hefty bike if you load it up. Having said that, you don't have to fill it full of fuel each time. You could just use the front tank, you could leave the rear one shut off. You could even just use the rear tank for a better weight distribution perhaps. So yeah, interesting bikes. Don't see that many of them around. It's a bit of a surprise, but maybe they'll be gaining in popularity now that this sort of displacement is becoming more common. So that's it. That is my quick look round the Rieju stand here at EICMA 2023, in particular looking at the Aventura 500. Hope that's been interesting and useful. If it has, please check out my other content from the show, and maybe I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.